So let's all just take a deep breath in together. And as you exhale, just let the breath go. Let the eyes close or turn your gaze down and invite yourself to land. Landing right here in this present moment from wherever you may be. And for myself, I spent a lot of time in the air from Hobart to Sydney, Sydney to LA, LA to Baltimore. And so our mind takes us into the air and we take flight in our minds with all of the distractions that pull on us and the thoughts that we have as a result of those distractions and how we perceive them. And then the emotions get stirred up. And before we know it, we've taken flight and often don't even know where we are. So let's land right here, right now. Landing in the body and landing with the breath. Beginning to feel the body breathing with ease, or maybe there's some dis-ease with the breath. Simply observing the breath as it's unfolding in this moment. Part of becoming mindful is slowing down. Slowing down and being able to see things more clearly. If we're looking out the window, the side window in a fast moving car, things appear as a blur. And when we're walking at a slower pace than a moving car, we can see all the minute details of forms and shapes and colors of movement. Slowing down so we can land. Land in the body. And simply bringing awareness to the breath helps us land right here, right now. As we practice mindfulness, we can turn our attention to pay more attention to those details, those smaller details that can easily slip by when we're moving too quickly. So as we land in the breath, let's notice each inhalation. Notice the body receiving and moving with the breath. Noticing the breath as it moves through the nostrils, feeling the cool air moving down into the lungs, through the throat, and feeling that subtle expansion of the rib cage as the body receives the breath. Turning our attention a little more vividly to the out breath. That as the in breath reaches its peak, you can feel that fullness in the body. And then the body naturally lets the breath go. And we can follow that softening as the rib cage relaxes, as the lungs soften, as the breath moves up through the throat and out through the nostrils again. And as we reach the peak of the exhale, we might notice that momentary emptiness. And then once again, the body is ready to receive the next breath. We can feel and land in the cyclical nature of breathing in, reaching our full capacity, and letting go, experiencing momentary emptiness. And then starting anew with the next breath, the next breath cycle. Ending, arriving, and then relaxing. We can continue to let the breath be, let the breath flow, and let our attention of the breath recede into the background. And in the foreground, bringing awareness to the body. We can scan the body and notice those places where the body is softening, relaxing, and letting go. And where the body is holding on. We can notice contraction, tightness. And so let's briefly flow with sensations, awareness of sensations through the body. In any place we notice tightness or constriction, contraction, we can invite the breath to flow into those places, softening and relaxing. Noticing first the face, muscles around the eyes and the jaw. Down into the throat, the neck, softening and relaxing any stuckness, any gripping. Awareness moving down to shoulders, and down the arms, into the hands and the fingers. Awareness of the upper back and flowing all the way down the spine. Pausing anywhere there's stuckness or tightness, discomfort. And inviting the breath to flow there, to flow here in this part of the body, inviting a softening, an untangling of any knots. All the way down into the back of the pelvis. Continuing our body scan from the throat down into the chest. Noticing any armoring, any hardening around perhaps the heart center. Sending the breath wherever it's needed to help melt and soften physical sensations through the body, down into the solar plexus and the belly, And inviting awareness to land in the pelvis, sensing the seat of gravity, the center of gravity in the body. Sensing the weight of the upper body resting within the pelvic bowl. Inviting awareness into the legs, upper legs and knees. Lower legs and ankles. Inviting the breath to soften any contraction, any tightness. All the way down into the feet. And the toes. Landing in the whole body. Arriving with this breath that is arriving right here, right now. And relaxing into the moment that's here. So we'll practice the cyclical nature of landing, arriving, and relaxing with the breath in the body. As a way to slow down the mind, the busy thoughts, to pause the to-do list, to acknowledge our worries, our concerns, frustrations, and fears. And to soften the edges around them by staying present and embodied presence. So we'll continue to practice finding our own way home again each time the mind wanders away from the body breathing, where we can take refuge from the busy mind and find a little respite to refresh and renew. Cultivating skillful means of noticing that we've taken flight and then landing again, arriving with a breath and relaxing into the body. As we land and arrive and relax, we can begin to listen to what is arising. Listen to the heart. We can simply listen to what is passing through the mind without becoming absorbed. And skillfully practicing the skill of allowing whatever is here to be here. Listening and allowing. And then opening to receive. Receive what is offered in this moment. Perhaps it's a moment of peace, of stillness, a moment of emptiness. Just as we experience the cyclical nature of breathing in and breathing out, we can mindfully practice the cyclical nature of landing, arriving, relaxing. Giving us a foundation for listening, listening deeply. Allowing and accepting each passing moment. And noticing how it's received, how each passing moment is received in the mind, body, heart. So, in these next few breath cycles, you can open to notice, what are we receiving? What is this moment offering? Bringing full awareness to the next breath cycle, following the next inhalation through the nose, down the throat, expanding in the lungs and the ribs, feeling the fullness of the breath, and then the letting go, feeling the breath as it becomes emptied from the body. Let us bring our hands together at the heart center, bowing to our practice, bowing to each other. Namaste.
Namaste.